The Snap Battleground. It's gotten to the point right now. Again, I get this from listeners, people who watch the podcast out there, and I got entire TikTok and X channels out there, like EBT of TikTok and the Snap of TikTok, of all these videos of people that are threatening to, ransack stores, destroy things. I'm owed this, I'm owed that. And it's difficult to watch. It really is. It's very, very hard for me to watch. I'm a big believer in that we should help people that are down and out, helping the hopeless. There's actually a line that great talk radio show host and comedian Dennis Miller. I was a big fan of Dennis Miller prior to his radio show, back when he was the weekend anchor on Saturday Night Live. His stand-up was phenomenal. You go back and watch his stand-up. I love his style. It's again, I guess, similar in the sense with the sub-references and the things he would come up with. And in one of his stand-up routines, it was a stand-up, or I don't know, maybe it was on his radio show. He's just like, help the hopeless, not the clueless. And we've gotten to that point in time. And clueless, I guess they need help too, Dennis. They need help in getting a clue. And you're not helping anyone to get a clue by continuing to hand them things. You're getting the far left politicians that claim to care. And I've gotten this across. I talked about this on my show. They pretend like they actually care. Tim Walz, God, again, I don't get it. I don't get the state of Minnesota at all. I really don't. I'm sorry. Every dollar invested in Snap generates $1.80 in economic activity. It's not about the money. Trump just wants Americans to go hungry. Geez, Governor Walz, you know what? I tell you what, if I could invest in Snap, okay, if you're telling me I'm getting an 80% return on my money by just giving people food stamps, I mean, a fantastic investment. NVIDIA, eat your heart out, man. Just invest in Snap, for crying out loud. We should just, we should let the Treasury of the United States go nuts. Let the Treasury, let them go nuts. We'll borrow $10 trillion. Borrow $10 trillion. Why? We'll do that. We'll turn it into $18 trillion, and then we can pay down. I mean, are you kidding me? But these are the things that they're saying. Again, I'm remembering this from back in the day. One other great talk radio show host I was a big fan of was Neil Bortz, and I lament the fact that he hung up his microphone to leave it at that. But anyway, he talked about this on his show, and again, he was a libertarian. He liked to stir things up, and remember he used to suggest that people that have food stamps, and this is prior to the little credit card looking thing, they should have a separate line at the grocery store. Separate line at the grocery store is what they should have, basically, just for them, so everyone would know who they are. Again, harsh, but he made a valid point, and instead we went in the opposite direction. You don't think the food stamp program changed drastically when they went from actual like food coupons to a credit card? There was a bit of a social stigma that was attached to having to pull out a book full of stamps and hand them over to a cashier. They didn't look like money. Everyone could see what they were using, and that's terrible. You're making people feel bad. Sometimes people being shamed into things can give you a little bit of a motivation to find a job or a second job, to get off government assistance. Now, I'm not saying that, again, I'm by no stretch of the imagination that they're that there's people that are, like I said, at this point in time, hopeless. They need help. Okay. Social safety net. But when you basically took the food coupons, the food stamps, and you made them indistinguishable from a credit card, it did change things. Another thing I wanted to quickly touch on when it came to food stamps is how in the world has the program doubled since 2019? It's doubled. How is that possible? The amount of that we allocate to food stamp, it's doubled since 2019. If you're to take welfare, Medicaid, and all the other state programs, that's about $1.5 trillion a year. Now you do the math. 1.5 trillion in welfare programs, got about 165 million Americans that are employed. Simple math here. That's $9,100 per working American per year. It's a lot. Another interesting statistic is that recipients of SNAP benefits spend twice what the average worker does on groceries. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like where we're at right now. In the same way, I don't like where we're at when it comes to, and we've talked about this, when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Why is doing nothing? Nothing. Republicans are doing nothing. Marjorie Taylor Greene been out railing against, what's our plan? Because now the questions are being asked in the media. Okay, Republicans, okay, you're talking about all these issues, and they have been. I've been talking about it for a while. What are you going to do about it? What do you have? Got nothing. Got nothing. Why not right now? Why not Republicans come out right now and say, this is what we are going to do, okay, when it comes to the SNAP program? No more junk food. No more soda. Knocking this down. Do various different things, okay? Why? Well, I don't know for sure, but again, I've been around the block long enough to come to the conclusion that, they like collecting their checks. They like collecting their checks from Walmart. They like collecting their checks from Target. They like collecting their checks from Coca-Cola and all of these companies. They don't want to change a darn thing. Again, sometimes to truly help someone that's down and out is not to keep them on the dole for their entire lives. It's to go above and beyond and do everything and anything you can to get them off. The easy thing to do is just to, here you go, here's money. Out of sight, out of mind. Make it go away. Again, I've talked about that. My conversation that I've had, clients that are big-time Democrats, liberals, and to many of them, they're just like, you know what? They treat human beings as rescue pets. Which again, they're not, to them, they're not capable. They're never going to be smart enough. I've had them tell me, I'm talking about big-time Democrats. Their mentality is that they're just, they're hopeless situations. And the only way you deal with the problem is by just giving them money. Again, everybody likes watching the rescue videos online, rescue dog, they have all that stuff that's out there. Human beings are not dogs. They're not cats. They're not rescue pets. It takes a lot more than just giving away stuff to actually truly help someone. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.